welcome back. As you can tell, maybe you can't tell, I'm yet again in a different location. I moved again, so I haven't uploaded in a long time because it's been pretty stressful. I've had to move halfway across London. Anyway, since we last spoke, I've been to Wales, which is awesome. I got some sun. I felt like true summer vacation. I was there for a good 5 or 6 days with my friend Emily. I climbed a mountain with Emily, the highest mountain in Wales, which I didn't know that we were going to do that, really. If she had said it, she told me like a day before, and I was like, oh, okay. But it was awesome. It was so cool. I had a really great time. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about my favorite hair care products. This has been requested, and I'm finally going through with it. It was Cafe Chapel Mom. You requested this, so thanks, girl, for requesting it. I'm finally getting around to it. Sorry, I literally took the longest time ever. I'm going to go through the products that I'm using at the moment, some of the products I got on with well in the past, and some things that I have that don't really work, just so you get a feel for what I'm working with here. Now, a few things I just wanted to say really quickly are, if you have curly hair, you have a family member or a child with curly hair, you'll know that it's pretty difficult to deal with. You have to really figure out what the hair wants before you know what to give it. So my hair is type 3B, which I found out from Naturally Curly. I think that I got that right. You kind of have to self-quiz yourself and figure it out. But so I have type 3B hair, which is in between wavy and kinky, I guess. I have very thin hair. It doesn't look like it, but I promise you, if you saw my last video, all of my hair was in one braid, and it was about like that way wide. Yeah, I have no hair, so I have to focus on volume. But the biggest concern I have is also moisture. My hair gets very dry very quickly, so I only wash my hair about 3 times tops a week, and that's all it needs. The last thing I wanted to say as well is I don't use shampoo very often at all because that's really, really drying. I know there are certain shampoos out there for people with really dry curly hair, but I haven't tried any of those, so if you have, let me know how you got on with that. I use conditioner to wash my hair, which is called a co-wash, so you just sort of rub the scalp with the conditioner. And also, last rule, I have a blog post on this, which I will post below. I don't really remember everything that I said, but I'm probably reiterating a little bit. Don't brush curly hair, ever. Wet or dry, just don't brush it because you'll ruin the curl pattern. Frizz is caused by a disruption in the curl pattern. This is what I learned when I worked at Aveda. I don't know if that's super true, but that's what we were told. And yeah, so brushing it disrupts the curl pattern, touching it disrupts the curl pattern, so don't touch it too much. And you should always, always, always comb curly hair, and only comb it when it's wet, because if you comb it when it's dry, you're gonna have problems. Now, if you're doing something in the morning and you just can't get away from combing it, like you need to get some tangles out or something, wet your hair first with the spray bottle and then put some product in and then go at it, because it'll make your life easier and you won't rip your hair or damage it. Anyway, so now that those ground rules are out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my conditioners. When I was in college, I had best luck with 3 different conditioners. So these are all drugstore friendly. The cheapest, I think, was the Herbal Essences Give Me Moisture. It was like the coconut scented blue bottle one. Worked really well. I think it was really good at detangling as well, so that was a plus. And then the other 2, one of them was a John Frieda. It comes in a red bottle, and I think it's like an intensive moisture one. No, Full Repair is what it's called. John Frieda Full Repair. And so it was aimed at making sure your hair wasn't too damaged by brushing it, I guess. The final one was Neutrogena Intensive. Was it Triple Moisture? That one was my favorite. I think that was the most expensive out of the 3, but it's definitely worth it. As for what I'm using now, I've been repurchasing this guy like crazy. This is the L'Oreal Fibrology thickening mask. I really have to say, I do think this has thickened my hair quite a bit. I've never had so much volume, and I know this doesn't look like much volume to most people, but for me, if you know, this is I couldn't ask for more. It's just great. It smells amazing. It looks like pink, whatever. And it's so detangling. Like, as I said, I comb my hair wet in the shower, and I can just run my comb through just about without even, like, you know, just on the first try. So that's amazing to me. As for two things I didn't really get along with conditioner-wise, the first one looks really gross because I've had it in the shower for so long because I haven't really liked it, is the Redken Curvaceous Conditioner. It doesn't give me enough moisture, to be honest. If you have curly hair, you'll know that it's all about how things feel. Like, if it doesn't feel right, it's not going to work. This one is too thin and watery, I think, as a conditioner, and it definitely just I didn't agree with it. I've been, you know, sort of trying to get through it, but I never have great hair days after I wash my hair with that. And then I also wanted to talk about the Joico K-Pack Intense Hydrator. You know, I've seen this quite a lot on YouTube, and I have to say, not impressed. It's a little expensive, first of all, definitely not drugstore price friendly. But to add to it, I don't think it did anything. I've gotten that amount of moisture and more from my just drugstore conditioners, so I think you can pass on that. Again, take this with a grain of salt because your hair type might be completely different than mine, and it might work well for more kinkier hairstyles or more wavy hairstyles, I don't know. So, you know, that's just what I have to say. So in terms of leave-in conditioners, I have quite a few to get through, just like tons. I go through these things like crazy. Every time I wash my hair, I have to put in a leave-in conditioner. I love John Frieda. I've always had good luck with his products. I tried these three for the first time this year, and I had really good success with this straight fixation smoothing cream. It's just something I use because I like my hair to be longer. And like looser curls, so I just use smoothing products. This one is not memorable, but I have no complaints. I didn't experience any frizz with it, and my hair was just what I wanted it to be, which is longer, wavier, like I said. Same goes for the Unwind Curls Calming Cream. I would definitely repurchase this. I tried to, but then they didn't have it when I went back to the drugstore. So I ended up getting this VO5 Smoothly Does It Heat Defense Frizz-Free Cream. And it's just for like making your hair look sleek. I think it's more of a heat protectant, but it does the same job. This one is pretty cheap as well. I think it's about £2 or so, maybe 3. And yeah, I have no complaints about this either. So this is just an idea of the kinds of leave-in conditioners I like. You can find amazing things in the drugstore, and Boots and Superdrug always have something going on. In fact, I'm like itching to go get some more hair products. Like, I don't know what just came over me, but I'm just like so excited about hair care now, and I just want all of the hair care. Anyway, two other leave-in conditioners that I got heavily discounted for free because I used to work at Aveda. So 74% discount. I'm not lying. I know. These are amazing. I highly recommend if you have kinkier hair, this will be your best friend. This is the Be Curly Style Prep from Aveda. Their products always smell a little citrusy in this range and in the smooth range as well, so that's always a plus, I think, unless you hate citrus scents, but hey, now you know. There's no formula for my hair care routine, so it's all what my hair feels like it needs that day, and if it needs some moisture, this is great. It kind of keeps the hair just from being frizzy and from flying away on me. It doesn't do much in terms of hold, but frizz control for sure. And then we have the Aveda Smooth Infusion Style Prep Smoother. This is great for what I like to go for, which again I said, I'm having like a great hair day, I think. This is pretty good for me. This is about as good as it gets. This is great for keeping your hair frizz-free and making it a little bit longer. If you want it to be wavier and longer in length, you just sort of run it down through. I don't use too much, maybe 2 or 3 pumps of this. I don't really keep track. It just, again, all by feel. And then I don't use this much anymore, but this is another John Frieda product. This is the Dream Curls Curl Perfecting Spray. This used to be my last step. When I was in college, I would do some sort of leave-in conditioner, a gel or something maybe, and then this. This is really great at keeping you from having frizz. It's just like a spray version of a leave-in conditioner. So I think this would be great if you're going to bed, like you've washed your hair and you're going to bed, you spray it through your hair and just put it up in a braid, and then in the morning it'll be nice and smooth and soft and frizz-free. Just quickly, this I saw because they were having a 3 for $10 on John Frieda products, or like a buy 2 get 1 something or other, and I was intrigued. It's the Secret Agent Touch-Up Cream. could live without it. I could live without it. With curly hair, you know, it's really hard to restyle it once it's already been styled. So if it's dry, you have to wet it before you add more products. And the idea with this is to not wet it. I would always wet it with this, because if I didn't, it would be like frizz with like product on top of it, but still frizz. Is weird. So I don't know if I really recommend that one, but it was nice to have in my bag in case of emergency, because I could always go to the bathroom and like wet my hair. And you know, when you have like when it rains, that's really helpful because you can just fix that whole situation. This was my favorite product I ever had from Aveda. This is the curl controller, and this I would use after something like the smoothing prep. You'll see in my blog post that I link below. If you go read it, I talk about this in depth a little bit more, but it's like a little sort of a liquidy gel thing, and it's, again, smells like citrus. It's just really good at making your hair, again, frizz-free and longer. It makes it nice and leads you down the path towards wavy curls, which is just, I don't know, it's what I like. That's what I want. That's what I want with my hair. And now really quickly, I have to talk about this. This is the most expensive hair product I've ever had in my entire life. It was a gift from Betty, because I would never have bought this for myself, but it's amazing. It's the Oribe Grandiose Hair Plumping Mousse. If you watch Amelia, she's talked about this, and that's when I got obsessed. It smells amazing. It smells like green, fresh flowers, if that makes any sense. It's actually very effective. I've never had so much thickness and body and volume in my hair in my life. There's a picture, I might insert it here, of me out on Friday night with the biggest hair I've ever had, and I thought it looked really good. So there's that. And then probably the cheapest hair product I've ever owned, which is the Boots Curl Creme. Look at Boots trying to be all fancy with that accent over the E. It's just like your basic leave-in sort of really strongly scented, synthetic smelling goop, and it's really good for just making sure your hair stays weighed down, because if you have curly hair, you know you need some weight to make sure it doesn't just... And then, if I still have time, I would like to talk about this gel. This is the Diva Curl Light Defining Gel. If you have curly hair, again, you know gel is sometimes necessary. Don't put too much in so you get crunchy pasta hair, but you know, this one smells amazing. I've been using it on and off since I was in high school. It smells so good. I can't say what it is, but it smells amazing. It's like sweet and florally all at once, and it's just really good as like a last step to make sure your hair does what you tell it to, stays where it is. I don't use dry shampoo very much, so I'm not really going to talk about that at all, because my hair doesn't really produce oil. So I have to add it in. I know people really recommend serums for curly hair. I never really use them. I always forget to do it because I'm just like, it's just not something I think about. However, I do get very dry ends. I'm thinking my ends are all split. I might need a trim, but I also just hate cutting my hair because it makes me sad how long it takes to grow curly hair. But I did pick up this John Frieda hair serum, just the original. Don't really love it. I use it on the ends of my hair maybe once every 3 weeks, and yeah, that's about it. So I would like to say, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and I hope that helped some of you if you have curly hair like me and you're struggling to figure out what to use. It's basically a game of, you know, trial and error, really. As you can see, you don't need like really expensive products. If you are on a budget, you can totally get by with amazing hair just in the drugstore. John Frieda, Neutrogena, and L'Oreal actually are really good for curly hair products. L'Oreal I'd recommend more for their conditioners. John Frieda and Neutrogena, and VO5 actually. I'm trying more of their products. I recommend more for styling. So don't brush your hair. Don't wash your hair often, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye!